Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. Today I'm going to work on a different kind of a rug I've worked on this one before, but I've had it put up for a while, but this one is locker hooking. If you've done any locker hooking, or if you've never done any locker hooking, you will learn that it is quite a simple way of making a rug. But before that, with a heavy heart, I want to let you all know that our crafty circle has lost a very, very special lady in our group. Our group is large, but there's always that. I've been doing this channel now for something like 11 years, I guess. And one of the first subscribers to my channel was Tracy Turner. Tracy passed away Sunday morning early after struggling with an illness, kidney problems and dialysis, and she's been struggling for the last couple of years with this problem. Tracy was always cheerful. She wasn't a complainer. She was only 62 years old, which is, when I think of myself, I'm 75, no, at 62 is just too young to go, but like so many say, she's in a better place, and maybe we can go with that. But even still, the selfish part of us misses her terribly. Her husband is broken-hearted, family, everybody. And so I just wanted everybody to know where you can send prayers or good thoughts up to. Her husband's name is Larry, and they live in South Carolina. And he needs our prayers right now. His heart is broken. They were like teenagers, the two of them. With a motorcycle, they'd get on that motorcycle. A few years ago, they got in a little motorcycle wreck. And it wasn't funny, but she was, wait a minute, now I can't remember. She had a broken arm, I think, and he had a broken leg, or maybe it was the opposite way around. I can't remember now. It's been a few years ago. And so between the two of them, they had each one of them had a good half. So the two of them, they would make jokes that the two of them together, they made one perfectly good person. And they both mended well and got back up on the motorcycle and brought their doggie along with them. And they were like little teenagers. And so I feel bad now for Mr. Larry, Mr. Turner, and family. I know Tracy's going to be missed, something terrible. So I just wanted to let you know that. So this morning I'm going to work on my locker hooking. I just go back and forth and around and around. I just constantly doing something different, I think, but everything else that I work on is still right here around me, and by this afternoon I might switch to something else. You just never know. It's just the way I work. But for a while I'm going to work on my rug. But here, let me show you this. This is what I have done on this rug so far with the locker hooking. If you haven't done locker hooking, this is a locker hook. You see, it's like a crochet hook at the one end with an eye at the opposite end. That string will go through. Like I use this warp thread on the threading part. And then on the actual tuft of the rug now is I use strips of fabric. And so I have different lengths, different widths there, but they're all about an inch wide, however long. Some of them might be a little less than that, but and that's what we use. Okay, so now see these are short strips, so I put them together, I weave them together, and to weave them together I cut a little, like a buttonhole, at each end of the strip. Just like a little buttonhole. This one here is the strip that I've got hooked on already. I'm going to put a little buttonhole there. And then what you do with the next strip you're going to put on, now I'm going to put this strip, I'm going to attach it, so I'm just going to feed it through that little buttonhole, and then just a bit, and then I'm going to pull the other end of that strip through that buttonhole, through the next buttonhole, through the other end. And then when you pull it together, it just pulls it together like this. And then usually I'll put a few strips together. I could put a whole ball of strips, I guess, together at one time, but I just put a few strips together. So I cut the little buttonhole. I call it a buttonhole, but it's just a little slit on each end there, and I've already got this one here, and I feed that through there, feed that through that little thing, and then get that other end and put that through that buttonhole. That was on the new strip. And then gently pull it together like this, and it it works better than tying it in a knot, because then you don't have like a knot on the end. So now you got that buttonhole ready to go there. And then I'll take another strip and put the little slit toward the end. You don't put it too close to the edge, because then you might rip it when you pull it through. So I usually fold over about 3/4 of an inch there, and then put the slit only 3/4 of an inch. I don't do anything exact. And then where's my end? And then there's that end that I just put on. I'll slip that through there, and then tie it together. And you just slip it together. There we go. So now I've got pretty much of a. Now this is going to stay underneath, and my hand will be under here too. I can move these out of the way. I have a lot of strips made up ahead of time. And like some of them are wider than the others. You might not want them that way, but that's just the way these are. Okay, so now you have the string. Like if you're just starting, you would tie. I'm using the grid, the same grid that I use on so many things. You might be able to use something else too, but I think this is mainly what's done in the locker hooking. But at first I tied the string to the very end where I first started. Just tied the string on there and then just started locker hooking. And so you need to have your string run through the end of the eye of the needle. So then now, here's where I'm at now. So I'm going to go down the next hole, because I'm going to get every hole. And with my hook, I'm going to hook that up on there. Can you see that right there? And then I'll go hook again in the next hole. The next hole, hook again. Now I'm getting all those loops from that fabric up on this hook. All them loops. And I will put, I'd say about a dozen of loops on there. And see that you're going in each hole. all the way across. The last one I made, the last rug I made, I went around, kept that. Okay. The last one I made, I went all the way around. This one I'm just going back and forth. So you can do however. Do it in that circular fashion or just go back. I'm just going back and forth on this one. And so, and then I have just a, okay, see now I've got about maybe a dozen loops on there. I can go a little further if I want to. Just put a few loops. And then see now that thread that's on the end of your needle, on the end of your hook, that's going to come through all those loops. And that is what's holding, those loops together now. That's holding those loops right on that base. And then you go back. I mean, it is so simple. If it wasn't simple, I wouldn't be able to do it. But it is a very simple a rag rug, another type of a rag rug to make. But just going in that hole, in each hole, and pull up another loop from this strand of fabric that you got underneath. And I imagine you could do this even just the same way with a bulky yarn. That would even work to make a real soft little rug. But this one, I've got one that I got in my bathroom right now that I made. It's not quite as big as this one. But one thing I like about this one, it doesn't wrinkle up on the floor. It's good. It's a nice rug. And I have never put it in a washing machine to wash, but I just take it outside and I wash it down with a water hose. And that cleans it up and just freshens it up some. I don't know if you can hardly see this, but see there? That went to that next color now of fabric. So by using all them scraps of fabric, I mean, it, you know, just, this is where you would go to the store and get all of the remnants. If you don't have fabric already, you know, then you just get a bunch of remnants of fabric, and it doesn't matter what even kind of fabric it is. This is all cottons on here, and I think I would just use cottons, but you can use, you know, you can just go with anything and to make your rug. And like, I like just the look of a rag rug with all different colors. See, I don't have a very good setup here where you can actually see what I'm doing. I try my best. And let me see here. But see, I'm just going in that hole, the next hole, see? Just go in the next hole and shovel up that, get another loop of that fabric on there. And I'm trying to hold it where y'all can see it. Usually I have it all up in my lap. And I usually pull it closer to me like this here. And then just, and get a few loops up on there. Once you get a few loops up on your hook. And I don't think these come in different sizes. I think it's just a locker hook. I don't think they come in sizes, but then I could be wrong there. I was wrong once before. And but see how then that looks there? It brings all them little loops up on there. And so then once you get to the end of your string of the warp thread, I don't know, I call it the warp thread, what goes through, then you have to just tie on some more. Don't tie too much at the beginning or you'll end up with like little knots and stuff, and you just do not want knots. And so Hi, Papa.
Hi, sweetie.
The mail already run.
Yeah, evidently.
Oh, okay. Evidently. I'm just making a video here while I'm locker hooking,
Okay.
so I'm a real and true hooker.
When you get done with the Reader's Digest, I want to read it.
No, you take the Reader's Digest out to your area and you read it first.
All right.
All right?
Thank
Good.
you.
Yeah. You're a faster reader than I am. We just started getting the Reader's Digest again. And that's a good magazine to have, just to have something to read. Papa likes to read. He reads a lot of books. He's a bookaholic. And he likes to read, so he's... All right, sweetie. So he goes out there. He likes to sit out in the front room and watch the baby play. Well, she's 3. She's a 3-year-old baby. And he likes to, then he'll go take her out in the yard and so she can play on the playground. We call it a playground, as our yard is all fenced in with chain link so the children can play out there and they're safe. The dogs are out there and they're safe. And because Kaya likes to get up on the trampoline and she just screeches and jumps, and then she'll go over to the play gym and go down the slide or swing on the swings. She just has so much fun. And then Papa goes out there and sits on the porch and he watches her, and she likes for somebody to watch her play. And so I'll go out there and sit with him after a while because I like to go look for cardinals. See there now how that's coming along. And so it'll take quite a while to finish this rug because I started this rug probably last year, but that's how I work things. I look like I'm shoveling, don't I? I guess I should hold this hook more ladylike, but I don't know. I guess I don't really do things real ladylike. And yep. Boy, I can't believe here we are at the end of January. At the end of January already. Today's the 27th. My word. How the time is flying by. And I try to stay busy and stay out of trouble. There we go, and just pull that through. Just keep on a locker hooking. And see, and usually I'll put each one of these strands maybe almost a yard, and I put 3 or 4 strands on at a time of the fabric. And then and same with the string. Oh, I just pulled that through. Oh, there we go. Okay. Doing this right here is just a little bit more cumbersome than usually doing it sitting in my chair, in my recliner chair, because then I just have it all up in my lap. And so I'll be glad when I have this one finished, but who knows, it may not be till next year before I have it finished. What you got there, Papa?
Wait.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Be back.
Okay. Oh, Lord. And so, yeah, I have a few things always in the works. And a lot of different rug. Oh, goodness. I just pulled my hook out of my thing. My hook. Just pulled it loose. See, I think what happens here is each Oh, goodness, went in the wrong hole. See, this is why I'm not a teacher. I watch them tutorials, people do the tutorials, and everything is so together, they have everything organized and working out just fine. And I think, gosh, I could do that. And, oh, goodness. But anyway, whew. But see, what happens, though, is I think you use different muscles or different fingers or different tendons or something in each little project that you do. When I crochet, I hold my crochet hook a little bit differently than when I'm doing this hooking. And everything, each one of the tools I use, like the crochet hook, the logger hook, everything I use differently. So you're using different muscles and such in your hands. And so that's where, in my opinion anyway, switching projects makes things just a little easier by doing it that way, and easier on your hands if you've got old hands like me. And so but I don't give up on anything, you know. I just don't give up. This morning I sat at the kitchen table with Kaya, and we put trains together. We was playing with a little train. And then I told her, I says, well, Kaya, I'm going to go back to my room now. And she jumped up off her chair, and she went and put her arms out and blocked off the door so I couldn't get out. She wasn't done with me. So that was fun. So I played with her a little bit longer until she turned me loose. Yeah, she's in charge. That Kaya, she's in charge. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have anything to yak about this morning. I have, you know, just thinking about Tracy and thinking about, you know, you talk to her one day and then the next day she's not there. You know, just it's just hard to accept those things. I have made so many dear friends since I started making videos. And I think any of you that do watch videos or make videos, especially like if you're watching live stream videos and then there's a chat that you can, you know, talk along with, you make friends. You make real friends. You make friends for life. You don't have to know them face to face. I mean, skin to skin or whatever. You don't ever have to hug them for real, but you know them. You know them. And I have made some dear friends over these years. I have made dear friends that I feel like I know better than family. I talk to them, I message with them, I email with them, I talk to them on the telephone. I have made some absolute dear friends. And when you lose, you know, at one time, I guess it was when I first started making videos, I was talking to somebody about my friend or something like that, my friend on YouTube, and that person said something to the effect of, oh, that's not like real people. But it is real people. And I have learned that through all these years, that all of you that are watching me are real people. And I don't have to know you in real life. You don't have to be my next door neighbor, because I have friends that are in Italy, that are in a lot in Australia, New Zealand, Denmark, Germany, Italy, so many places. And of course, here in the US, many in Canada. And I just had a new subscriber that said she was in Mexico. And I thought, that's the first friend I think I have from Mexico. I might have more from Mexico, but the first one that left a comment saying she was from Mexico. And so, and it just felt like I just inherited another part of the world. And so it just makes me feel so good. And I don't know why, and I don't know how it's happening, but in this last month, I've never been really up on the analytics. I didn't even know, I still don't really know what the analytics are. It's just all the numbers. But in the last month, I've gained almost at least 1,500 new subscribers. And I don't know how that happened. I don't know if maybe YouTube just made a mistake and added them in there. But I just can't see that many people. That many people just subscribing in 1 month. But I'll take it, because you never can have too many friends. You just can never have too many friends. I want to mention my ring. This ring right here. This is my wedding band. I've been married to Papa for 25 years. Wait a minute, let me think. Maybe not. I don't know. I've been married to him for a long time. My first husband, my father of my children, Mr. Ernie Brewer, I still miss him, even after 25 years. But when him and I got married, when Ernie and I got married, 50 years ago, 51 years ago, I didn't realize till after the actual wedding that when it got time for me to put my hand up for him to put my ring on, I gave him the wrong hand. And he put the ring right here on this here finger, on my right hand instead of my left. And so this wasn't the ring. The ring this is a big ring. The ring that he put on was much smaller because I was much smaller at the time. But it was always just so funny that he put it on the wrong hand. But it was because I handed him the wrong hand. And he was shaking as bad as I was. We was just little kids, And, but I put this ring on this finger. And I said, I'm going to leave that on there. Because, even when me and Papa got married, after Ernie passed away, he passed away in 97. And then I remarried in 01 to Papa. And Papa wanted to get married before that. And I said, no, I can't do that. We'll just check up. No big deal. I don't need to be married. And the main reason was because I did not want to change my name. That was the main reason. I did not want to remarry because I didn't want to change my name. Well, I found out later I did not have to change my name. So then I said, oh, okay, we'll get married then. We got married in 01. And so when I found out that I could just hyphenate, and so my name is Brewer Phillips, my last name now. But I never changed the Brewer. I did not know I didn't have to change my name. I thought that was like a law. No, it's not. You can keep your old name, change it to whatever, Santa Claus. But anyway, so I decided I still want to wear this ring because just because he passed away, that does not mean it's over. Isn't that weird? I guess I might be weird. It's not over. And it's amazing how Papa, now this new husband of since 01, is I love him more than I love chocolate candy. I'm telling you. I loved Ernie more than I loved chocolate candy. these two men in my life are so much alike. And his late wife, because he has a late wife that passed away, but she had passed away like 15 years before I had met him. He'd been just dangling around, just single bachelor kind of guy. And we often say that Val was his late wife, and Ernie, my late husband, they got in heaven together, and they decided to get me and him together. And so we think they did it. But it is so, me and Papa, we like to reminisce. We'll sit on that front porch and we'll talk about everything that happened way back to when we came over on the ark. Well, we make some things up, but I love hearing about his younger days and when he was married with Val and when they first had because they only had one child. And I love hearing those stories. He listens to me go on with my stories with Ernie and with the children we're young. And it's like we share our lives together for our whole life, not just for those 20-something years that we've been together. And I'm so happy for that, because I know there are other couples that you're not allowed to bring up old flames or something like that. I don't know why I'm getting into this just blabber. This because my thumb was going nuts on this locker hooking. I'm going to continue to locker hook, but I'm going to take it over there in my reclining chair while this is uploading. And I'm going to continue hooking because I am an expert hooker. Not expert. I'm not an expert at anything except taking naps. But anyhow, so I'm going to I'm going to read something first. My book here. This is the book I've been reading out of lately, You Are Stronger Than You Know. And so let's see, I'm going to flip toward the back this time. Let's see. Okay. You are stronger than you know. We're going to go right here. There's not a heading to this one. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold your horses again. I just assume everybody's got horses out there that you can hang on to while I put on my glasses. Okay. Nobody ever said that it would be easy or that the skies would always be sunny. When gray days and worrisome times come along, you need to stay strong. When life has got you down, remember, it's all right to feel vulnerable. You feel things deeply, and that is a wonderful quality to have. Rest assured that in the long run, the good days will outnumber the bad. What is sometimes perceived as weakness is actually strength. The more you're bothered by something that's wrong, the more you're empowered to make things right. Each day is like a room you spend time in before you move on to the next. And in each room filled with possibilities, there is a door that leads to more serenity in life. Leave behind any tiny worries. Tomorrow, they won't matter. Next month, you may not even remember what they were. Take the others one day at a time, and you'll be amazed at how your difficulties manage to become easier. Find your smile. Warm yourself with your quiet determination and your knowledge of brighter days ahead. Do the things that need to be done. Say the words that need to be said. Happiness is waiting for you. Believe in your ability. Cross your bridges. Listen to your heart. Your faith in tomorrow will always help you do what is right, and it will help you be strong. And that was written by Colin McCarty. That is very wise words right there. Now, as I was reading this, I was thinking about Tracy, who just passed yesterday, and thinking about her husband, who is left alone now. And it's going to be hard. There are some times that are real hard, and this might seem impossible. And when it comes to those days, that seem impossible, know that the future is possible. And even though some things hurt really, really, really bad today, they're going to get better. They're going to get better. Okay. I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make. Keep you safe, keep you serene, keep you happy, keep you healthy, keep you humble. And by all means, no matter how bad today gets, stay another day. God bless and keep you, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you all so much for watching my videos. God bless. God bless. This little clicker.